Yo, what's going on, Geminites? It's your boy Gem Mint. Today I have a special guest in the Gempire. I got my man Comic Tom. What's up?
Yo, what's good, Geminites? It's good to be here. It's been a minute since I've been on this show.
Yeah, Tom's been on here before during live shows and such, but this is our first pre-recorded, semi-professional video.
And we have an awesome one for the community. We're talking about grading comic books, but specifically, we're talking mistakes.
Exactly. What are the top 5 mistakes that new people make, that new collectors make when submitting comics to CGC? It's something that I get asked a lot, and we're going to go ahead and cover that today for you guys. So before we get started, I want you guys to just go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below, hit the notification bell, and hit the like for me too. You know you're going to like it. You might as well hit the like right now. We are doing a giveaway for 2 CGC books as well. Comic Tom, hit them with it.
That's right. We have Infinity Wars issue 1 and Spirit of Vengeance issue number 1. But the covers are dope, but we're sending them to you, to a lucky winner, because of the grades. One's a 9.8 and one's a 9.6. We're talking about grading. How about you take some time and perfect your grading methods and compare them both?
So stay tuned to the end of the video, and we'll tell you guys what you got to do to enter into the contest.
Gem, I have literally made every single one of these mistakes personally that we're about to go into.
That's where I came up with the ideas. Like, I did all these things, and I learned the hard way. So if you guys just watch this video before making those mistakes, you'll save some time and money, right? The first thing we're going to talk about, we kind of mentioned it in the video that we did together on Comic Tom's channel. By the way, go ahead and check that out because it was the 5 mistakes that new collectors make in general. This one is for just sending books to CGC. And the first mistake that every new collector does is grab their signed raw books that they got signed from 1991 and send them to CGC. What's the problem with that, Tom?
The problem is that the certified guarantee company, the CGC, the premier grading company, they can't guarantee the signature unless they witness it.
They're not going to vouch for them. They don't know if Stan Lee signed that or Joe Schmo signed it in the back alley. If they didn't witness it, they're not going to put that yellow label on it. They're going to give you a green qualified label, and they're going to say somebody wrote on this book.
That's right. They'll say something like name written on cover, and they'll pretend that it doesn't exist when they do the grade because that green label, it says it all.
Yeah. And a green label, if you're in this hobby, it sells for much less than the yellow certified signature copy. So you don't want to go ahead and get it graded. That book's probably worth more in a raw state than if it was graded.
That's right. And I got to say, too, it has happened at multiple conventions because I grade a lot of comic books where I see someone who is going to grade their comic for the first time, bring it up to the CGC personnel, and they say, hey, I want to get my signature certified. And I see the moment. I see it happen. I've been there myself. Don't be that person, because when you're in that situation, I guarantee, although right now, before you put yourself there, you may not think that you're going to pay for that green label, but after standing in line, getting in that CGC line, getting up to the front of that booth, you're going to be persuaded. You're going to persuade yourself, and you're going to pay the money that you shouldn't be.
And that's a good point. It might not even be an old book you had in your collection. If you go to a con, don't just have Jim Lee sign the book. You got to grab a CGC witness so that they can be there with you to witness that signature in order to get the yellow label.
It's worth it.
The next mistake that people make when they send books to CGC and they're new to the game is sending in multiple tiers. What do I mean by multiple tiers, Tom?
When we say tiers, we mean different types of grading services based off of the era of the book, the value of the book, and even the type of book. We're talking about grading not just comics. You can grade magazines, posters, pictures, prints. CGC does it all.
And some books that you think are comics are actually considered magazine format, like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 1 through 4 from the original run, or these DC Black Label books like Harleen or Batman Dan. If you send in those books with regular books, with a Silver Age book and a Bronze Age book, you might break that up into 4 different tiers, which means 4 different shipping, 4 different levels of grading, even a different invoice fee. I'm not sure if they changed that, but it used to be a separate invoice fee, and all that stuff adds up. And if you're someone like Tom or me that is into this hobby to buy, sell, and trade, you're going to make those books cost more to get graded, and it's going to put more of your cost into them.
That's right. Those different tiers go to different parts of the building. They go to different people. So you're going to be paying different insurance, different shipping. Save your money by putting those books together and shipping them at once. Plan what you're going to get graded well in advance.
Yeah, I couldn't have said it better myself. Plan ahead of time on what you're going to send. Send all your modern books at one time together. If you're going to send a Batman Damned #1, maybe wait to see if you have other magazine format books that you send together. The more books you grade at one time, the more that those fees and those shipping rates are spread out over those books. All right, the third mistake that people make when sending to CGC is not inspecting their book. You should be trying to grade your book. You should be trying to check for restoration. Just open up the book, flip through the pages, and see, is there a bent corner in one of the pages? There's also a couple of tips that our good friend Mike from Heroes Restoration gave us on how to check for restoration. I told you about it, Tom, right?
That's right. You know, you can go onto Amazon and buy yourself for under $20 a cheap black light that's going to make those marker impressions that if they're there on the comic shine. You'll be able to see if there's anything that's been tampered with on that comic. It may save you the grade.
Yeah, I think you could even see if there's any kind of glue on the spine as well. That black light is going to show a lot, maybe more than you wanted to know. But definitely invest in that if you're going to be grading older tier books like Silver Age, even Bronze Age books.
Look for those dog-eared corners. Look for any imperfections. It's not just about the spine. Plenty of times I see collectors just looking at a comic while it's in that Mylar, while it's in that bag. They look better when they're in the bag. You got to take the time to open up that bag. Look at every single page. Make sure you're not going to waste your money.
I'll tell you what, Marvel sent us a bunch of books for giveaways, a lot of those D23 variants, which actually Tom has the sketch version there on his desk. So we had 5 colored versions, and we flipped through it, and one of them had a page that was folded over on the inside, like somebody was reading it and did like a bookmark or something. But, you know, I think it just got shuffled in. But if we would have sent that to CGC just in a bag, never inspecting it, that would have got killed on the grade. That's the difference between getting like a 9.8 to like an 8.0 or something like that.
Yeah, it may sway your decision entirely on whether or not you even want to get it graded in the first place.
All right, guys, the fourth mistake that collectors make when sending books to CGC is not getting their books pressed. I'm going to quote my man Dennis, 4Comics, over there on Instagram. If you're not getting your books pressed, you're leaving money on the table.
I can't stress this one enough. There is never a reason why you wouldn't press a book prior to sending it. It could be the difference between that 9.6 and that 9.8. It's a cheap service to do. CGC even offers it, and there's a plethora of professional pressers in the community right now that can do it for an affordable rate. There's no reason to not do it.
Yeah, like it could be the difference between a 9.6 or a 9.8 on a modern book, and that could be the difference on whether or not that should even be slabbed. Then if you're talking about a Silver Age or a Bronze Age book, that little press could be thousands of dollars of difference. Now, a lot of those services like Heroes Restoration gives you a discount so that the money you're spending for the press is offset by the savings you're getting through CGC. So really, it doesn't cost you anything at that point. It only potentially increases the value of your books.
And when you're coupling this point with others on this list, for example, if you're getting a signature on a comic book, the handling of that comic is likely going to put it in a position where it may not hit the highest grade naturally. Better be safe and give it a press.
Man, I really appreciate 9.8 Signature Series books after seeing how these things get handled at conventions, man.
Oh my goodness, I just saw the Todd Father go to Florida and hit the CGC office, and he was handling those books, man. He was touching them. He was breathing on them because he was having fun.
All right, guys, and the last and final mistake that people make when they send their books to CGC is not checking the value of that book before they even send it.
This is what it's all about, man. Like, let's go through how to even determine if a book is worth being graded.
Yeah, let them know.
All right, so if I have a book here and it's not signed because of number 1 on our list today, well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up based off of my approximate grade goal. You got to have a goal. You know, approximately based off of your research and what you're dealing with, you know, do a best estimate and then see where that grade lands on eBay under the sold tab. See what they're selling for.
Yeah, that's the poor man's way. You could just go to eBay, search that book, go to advanced settings, click on sold listings, and you can see what Secret Wars 1 sells for in a 9.8. Does your Secret Wars 1 in your hand look like it could hit a 9.8? Then you got to determine if it's worth the time and money that it's going to cost to send it to CGC.
We'll make sure that there's a link to the CGC price list so you can compare the cost of service per individual book that you're looking to send. In this case, it's typically about $30 is where it starts, and it goes from there. Keep in mind, you got to factor in shipping, taxes, etc. So when you start at $30, you really want to be sure that it's worth sending that book in, especially if your goal is a 9.8. You need to stand back and think, okay, you conservatively think it's a 9.8, but what if it hits a 9.6? What about a 9.4? And you assess the risk.
Once you get a little bit more advanced and you want to start investing some money into this, you can actually subscribe to a channel called gpanalysis.com, which tracks all eBay sales for CGC books, every book and every grade, and then you can really determine what a book's value is. All right, guys, so that's the top 5 mistakes that collectors make when sending their books to CGC. Thanks, Tom, for coming on here and doing the show with me.
Absolutely. I appreciate being here. I'm a big fan of the channel and a part of this community as well. And I want to encourage everyone to come over to my channel as well, at ComicTom101. I'm sure Gem is going to put the link to my YouTube channel in the bio. We talk a lot about comic books and collecting. You'll probably enjoy it.
I'll think about it. So here, we talked about the giveaway in the beginning. Tom's got these 2 slabs, and we did a video together on Tom's channel where you were able to enter over there. All you got to do to enter this giveaway is comment down below, hashtag ComicTom giveaway. If you entered in the other video, that's cool. This can be your second entry. If you are seeing this for the first time, you can enter below, and you can go to the video that we did on Tom's channel and enter there. The next time you see us on a video together, we're going to have the winner for these slabs.
And we'll be talking about more comic book stuff. So come join us. And please, love to hear from you in the comment section below. What'd you think of this video? What are some tips? Did we miss anything? We want to hear from you.
Yeah, for sure. So make sure you're subscribed to this channel and to ComicTom101 so you can participate in the giveaway. Let us know what you thought about the video in the comments below. Hit the like button before you leave and stay minty fresh.
Yeah, geek responsibly, Geminites.
Peace.